Yo, what's good, guys? It's Risky here, back at it again with a NFL recap. We got Week 5 here. This was an interesting week. I felt like this week was kind of boring, to be honest. Like, I don't even know if I should honestly do a recap, but let's get started. Seattle's first loss on Thursday night since Week 7, 2012. Damn. But yeah, this game, Seattle kind of got exposed for the weak defense that I feel like we all knew that they had. They played actually pretty well throughout a good half of the game. Russell Wilson got hurt, who he will now be with missing. I almost said Wilson. What the fuck? He'll now be missing that 4 to 6 weeks or something, maybe even 8. So that's a big loss. But they do have big Geno Smith. Come on now, don't underestimate Geno Smith. He's just a great quarterback. Yeah. Anyways, this game, I don't know. I felt like this game was kind of boring, to be honest. It wasn't bad, it was just boring. Kyle Pitts, most receiving yards in a game by a rookie in London. I mean, it's a very specific stat, but okay. Jets still look bad. Um, their defense still isn't good. Their offense is okay. Zach Wilson actually had a really good game, but I feel like it's not really saying much because it's against the Falcons, who I think are still statistically the worst defense in the league. They're definitely like bottom 3, bottom 4. It's just where are they ranked. So I still want to see Zach Wilson do that against a competent defense instead of just the Falcons. The Falcons, though, we will see with the Falcons. I'm still not I'm not confident with their future, to be honest with the Falcons. I'm just gonna say that with you. The Jets, I think, are gonna have a good future. They're just very young right now. We have to give them another season or two to actually start developing and everything. But I don't know. Yeah, the Jets are still looking bad. They're able to put up a game really until the end, and I think I think Atlanta was up like 10 points towards the end. It was something like that, but they couldn't. They couldn't hold it together. Lions Vikings. This one was bad as the Vikings kind of drove down the field towards the end of the game to kick a game-winning field goal. But this was a game that I don't think I had the Lions in. The Lions have been able. They haven't been able to close out games, but they've been able to be in games. You guys can see right here. The Vikings beat them only by 2 points. And here's the good part, in my opinion, is I think they have a very good future ahead of them. The Lions, not very good. Let me rewind that. A solid to good future that they might have, but I'm just saying, like they have like what do they have? 2 first-round picks. If they keep losing, one of them's gonna be a very good pick. So I'm just saying, I wouldn't really mind to see them keep losing because I feel like they have a very confident future. Vikings are the Vikings. Next one. Saints versus football team. Football team, I said this before and I'll say it again. Washington does not have a good defense. It's very overrated. I said it and I'll say it again. Like, the fuck? Like, come on, man. But the Saints offense played a lot better. They've been playing pretty inconsistent this year. Alvin Kamara, solid game, had a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. Winston looked a lot better than he did before. But no, Washington, I really do think last year was a fluke year, and it really wasn't that good. The only thing was they made the playoffs, and that's why I feel like they got overhyped. Very easy schedule last year. Now it's harder, and their defense can't perform. Washington does not have a good secondary. They got overhyped because they're front four. With Chase Young, I said this before, and I'll say it again. I don't know if I think I said this in a video. Chase Young is not generational. I'm not saying he can't be, but he has not shown anything that is generational or even great. 7 sacks in a rookie season, it's not bad. There's also context behind sacks too, so going off the number really isn't doing much for him. But I'm trying to think. I don't even know if he has a sack this year. Like, come on, Chase Young, do better, man. Come on. Next game, Patriots Texans. As we know, I don't know if you guys know, but Davis Mills had a nice ass touchdown. I think it was the Brandon Cooks near the sideline, but I expected the Patriots to play better. They aren't playing as good as I thought they would as a team this year. Their defense kind of slowed down a little bit. And the offense, too. I want them to be more aggressive with Mac Jones. I really would like to see that because I think Mac Jones is going to be a solid quarterback in the league. He's going to be nothing great, but I think he's going to be a guy that he will be able to win you games, but he's not going to be anything crazy. But I really want to see how that's going to work. Like, that's something I absolutely want to see. I want to see them be more aggressive with Mac Jones. Until then, I don't think the Patriots are really going to be winning the main games. And you can say, oh, well, they won here. Yeah, I guess. It's against the Texans. Come on now. Dolphins, Buccaneers. Brady had a fantastic game. Oh, my Lord. 400 plus passing yards, 5 touchdowns, and the first time in his career against the Dolphins. Dolphins are not also owning up to my expectations. I thought their defense would be a lot better after adding Javon Holland and what was his name? Jason Phillips? Yeah, Jason Phillips. No, Jalen Phillips. Fuck. I don't know where my brain is, guys. I've been busy with school, but Jalen Phillips, yeah. I thought they would be a lot better after that. They're not really using Jalen Waddle the way I thought they would. He's not really getting much involved. He's not really doing much. But the Dolphins really do not look good. They do not look good at all. And Buccaneers just took that from them. They just took advantage of them. Buccaneers are playing. Well, actually, I expected good things out of the Buccaneers, to be honest. Dolphins, I did expect better for. I'll be honest. Packers Bengals. This was also the best and the worst game of the week, in my opinion. If you guys know, they missed like 5 kicks in the final 2 minutes of the game, 5, 6 kicks back and forth. Joe Burrow had a bad interception in the overtime which he thought Tyler Boyd was going to cut upfield, which he didn't. It was honestly a blind throw. He was looking left, threw right. You can't do that in the NFL. And the first thing I thought of when I saw that was I said to my father, I said, Dad, if that was Daniel Jones, he would have been crucified by the media. That's a different topic, but I think most people would know that. That was Daniel Jones. He'd be fucking crucified. People loved Joe Burrow threw 3 interceptions versus the Bears, I remember this year. I don't know why people love Joe Burrow so much, to be honest. Like he's a little overhyped. But he threw three interceptions versus the Bears, and I didn't hear one person talk about him. Not the media, not even meme accounts on Instagram. And first thing I thought, if that was Daniel Jones, he would be so crucified. Oh, it pains me. Just pains me. Packers, I feel like they got the run game. They're starting to get the run game going a little bit more compared to the first 3-4 weeks in the league. Rodgers still looks solid, but he did have a few missed throws I would have to count. Bengals defense again, I think I said this last week too. They are very improving and they're much better than I would have thought of. This Bengals team's actually looking pretty solid. Burrow, I'm not saying Burrow's bad. I just think he's slightly overrated. The line isn't looking too bad either. They definitely, if they have a high pick this year, they should invest in it, Evan Neal or Kenyon Green. But yeah. But there was one thing I was gonna say. Also, Jamar Chase. I want to give props to Jamar Chase. I was on the fence with Jamar Chase. I was back and forth with him. I was like, listen, he could be a very good receiver, but it was kind of what preseason did, and he couldn't get separation. But no, he's looking great. I was wrong on that one. I didn't think he would be the best receiver in this class. Which I ain't gonna say he's the best receiver in the class. Yeah, but I'm saying so far he's looking like the leading rookie of the year. Steelers, Broncos. Broncos get exposed for the second week in a row by possibly a worse team than them. Najee Harris, 4th Pittsburgh rookie with 120 rushing yards, a touchdown in a game since 1970. Cool. But, yeah, both defenses played very well besides the scores. Besides the scores, they played very well. I think I saw Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock came into the game, or Drew Lock would be starting. Let me see on that. Yeah, never mind. He did not play in this game. I'm sorry. I will take the L for that. But no, he did not play in this game. Big Ben's still looking pretty bad. Juju, we found out he's out for the year with a shoulder injury. So, but no, I think the Broncos. I think they deserve to be overrated, like they are, and the Steelers are too. Steelers, I thought would be a pretty solid team, to be honest. But they definitely need to address the quarterback situation sooner than later. Eagles actually got a win, to be honest. I was kind of shocked. As you see, Philly defense, 3 interceptions in a game for the first time since week 2, 2019. The Panthers struggled throughout this game, and the Eagles defense played a lot better than I would have thought at any time this season. And the one thing I will have to say about the Eagles is the Eagles are in perfect position to be a great team for the future. I do think Jalen Hurts is their quarterback. I think they have to put more trust into him and give him some time to settle in. They have, I think, solid weapons. I think Jalen Reagor will still be a solid receiver, and Devontae Smith, I think, could very much be a solid receiver. They have the offensive line, but some parts are starting to get old, so they might want to use picks on that. Solid running back in Miles Sanders. Their defense is looking very solid, but again, they have possibly 2 picks in the top 10 because they're looking like they're gonna have the Colts pick, and they're gonna have the Dolphins pick and their own. Right now, I think they're at 7-8, and then they have like a pick a little later on. The Eagles are a team that I think is gonna have an underrated future as long as Howie Roseman can until they finally get rid of Howie Roseman, then I think that's when they'll be good. Titans Jaguars. This game was kind of close at some point in the game. Then Titans kind of dominated. Jaguars have a bad defense. I think it's gonna be hard for them in drafting terms. Who are they gonna draft? But Trevor Lawrence had a solid game. Their offensive line isn't playing too bad as I thought of. Laviska Shenault had a really, really good play at some point. But no, Jaguars, they can't get much pressure. Josh Allen's not looking like the pass rusher that we would have thought or hoped he would have been. Same with Clavon Chason. They don't really have much in the secondary either, even after trading CJ Henderson away, which I don't understand that, but yeah, this is a team that's going to be very interesting when it comes to the draft. I really don't know what they're going to do. As the Titans, I think they just took advantage of a bad team. I still want to see more out of the Titans. I'm not fully sold, not fully given up, but they've played very inconsistent so far this year. Browns Chargers. Actually, I might be honest with you. This might be game of the week. The Browns had a fantastic game. They put up, I think, like over 400 or 500 yards on offense. Baker had, I think, 4 touchdowns. Great game. They didn't have a turnover, but the Browns defense played a lot worse than I ever would have thought of. This was a team that actually had pretty high expectations for their defense. I'm like, okay, they got solid pass rushers. Jeremiah Wusu-Kora, linebacker. They invested in their secondary throughout the years. Like, okay, maybe we'll see it this year. No, they're at least in this game. I need to see how their defense is playing for the season, but Justin Herbert's a guy who I'm very impressed by. I expected him to have a great year this year, and he's honestly showing me. I think he also had a 4 touchdown game too, or 5. Like that, their offense is fine. Like their offensive line is playing a lot better than I would have thought. I thought even after drafting Rashawn Slater, it still wouldn't have been that good. Um, they still have solid weapons. They have a solid running back. Their defense does need to be improved upon. I would like another pass rusher there and possibly another corner. Because Asante Samuel, I think, is going to be a really good corner in the league, but you have to have someone, across from the side. Derwin James coming back doesn't look too bad, so it kind of looks very good. So I think the Chargers team is a team that has a very good future, and I think could do things this year. You see they're 4-1, which is something I didn't think they would be. So I have to give more props to the Chargers in this one. Bears Raiders. I wonder what the Raiders can use their first round pick on. Maybe a coach, as you guys know, John Gruden's gone. Yeah, yeah. hmm But Bears Raiders. Both defenses actually played very solid this game. The Raiders were able to get stops when they needed to, but they couldn't convert on offense, which I was kind of shocked because the Raiders' offense was looking very great this year. Carr to Waller connection, even Hunter Renfrow getting involved, and Henry Ruggs too. Like they have very solid receivers, they just couldn't get it going. The Bears defense played very solid in this game, only giving up 3 field goals. And Justin Fields, he's not looking too bad, but it looks like they're putting a little break on him. They're not really trying to do much for him right now. It's kind of like, I want to say, kind of somewhat like Mac Jones' situation where they're not really rushing these quarterbacks. And not that you need to rush them at all. I'm not saying that you need to rush these guys. You need to get them involved. You need to do this. But I do think you have to take more aggressive sides with this. I feel like the Bears were a lot more aggressive last week compared to this week, even though the Raiders' defense is not good. I really don't know what to say there on that one. Okay, next game. 49ers Cardinals. This was a game that I didn't watch too much of it. Rondale Moore I know had a really big game. The Cardinals are the only undefeated team in the league, which shocks me because I think I said in my prediction video that they're going to be an okay team, or I said they're going to be very good or very bad. It's one of those. I forget what I said. I would have to go back and see. But no, their defense is playing a lot better than I would have thought. I thought their pass rush would be solid, but I'm like, okay, let's see in their secondary. Byron Murphy, I feel like he stepped up a little bit. But this is going to be more on the Niners side. I don't know what the Niners are doing. The Niners need to start Trey Lance immediately. You're 2-3. Your offense isn't really doing much. It's a very slow offense, it looks like. You have Trey Lance in for a few trick plays and doesn't really do much. But oh wait, never mind. Oh my god, my brain is so dumb, so numb. Oh my gosh, I'm literally so dumb. Trey Lance literally played this whole fucking game. But I'm talking about the Niners offense in general without Trey Lance. That's what I meant to say. But on this game in particular, I understand why they weren't being as aggressive due to the fact that it was his first career start, and he's going against a really good defense. I had Trey Lance as by the end of like all of everyone's career, I had him as the number one or two quarterback in this class. I think he's going to be a very good quarterback. I think he's in a great situation. I just think they just need to be more aggressive as an offense, and I think they need to finally start him. What I mean by starting him, not for a game because of an injury, you need to just start him. Giants, Cowboys. Okay, this is the stat that I hate. Trevon Diggs, one interception, 5 straight games. Longest him. I see people talking about, look at him, look at Trevon Diggs. Oh my gosh, he has an interception a game. This is incredible. He's a great corner, definitely stepping up. He's playing better than he did last year by a little bit, but he's still on pace to give up the most yards out of a corner in NFL history. He really isn't playing that good. It's just he's in the right moment at the right time. Giants, Kadarius Toney, he kind of proved me wrong. I had some speculations around him. I didn't know how good he would be. I knew he had talent, but it was just is his character going to get involved with that because he seemed a little questionable with character. Which I don't understand that with Joe Judge and the New York Giants, where they praise character. They praise character. They say, "Oh, we're not going to bring you into this facility if you aren't a great person. If you don't do this, if you don't do that." But then they brought in a guy like Kadarius Toney, which Kadarius Toney, I'm not saying he has bad character, but what he's shown so far is he doesn't have what the Giants have been preaching. Where the Giants are like, "Oh yeah. You have to do this. You have to be disciplined," which I don't know how. I think the Giants are top 5 in penalties, but that's for a different story. Giants defense gets exposed again. Kadarius Toney, like I'm just gonna say, he proved me wrong. Had a great game, 10 catches, 189 yards. What a fantastic day by him. That was the only bright spot to the game. Next game, Chiefs Bills. Chiefs defense, like I said, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, they get exposed again. They didn't upgrade anything in their defense. Even during the draft, they didn't upgrade much. They spent free agency and their whole entire draft basically on their offensive line, which their offensive line looks solid now, but they don't. I feel like they haven't established much in the run game. They're relying too much on Mahomes. And again, like their defense, they can't get much pass rush. Where's Frank Clark? Where has he been? Tyrann Matthews isn't playing too bad. He's like the only solid part to that defense. They spend too much time worrying about the offensive line where they didn't spend anything towards their defense. That's all I really need to say. Bills right now, I I'm trying to think of my Super Bowl prediction. Last time I could have remembered, it was Bills. And I think Bucks. I think I had Bills Bucks or Bills Packers. I'm gonna look because I had it in my notes before, so I'm gonna check that and maybe let me see if I can find it now. Yeah, and I cannot find the prediction. Next game. Last one was the Monday night last night. Colts Ravens, which the Colts would have won this game if Rodrigo Blankenship could have made one or two kicks. I think he only missed one or two, I forget. But he was hurt, so I'm not gonna put the blame on him. Colts offense looked a lot better than it has his previous weeks, but their defense couldn't step up. Lamar Jackson, fantastic game, throwing for 442 yards and I think 4 passing touchdowns too, which he really just burnt up the Colts secondary. The Colts secondary is bad. I said this, I think, in previous videos before the season. Their secondary is bad. Their defense is, as a whole, is a lot worse than I actually thought it would be. But yeah, they burned up their secondary. They're able to run against them. The Ravens' offense was way more dominant, in my opinion. Cole's defense was able to step up in the first half, a little bit in the third, but it was really the second half where the Ravens kind of took over. But no, Jonathan Taylor, in my opinion, is really carrying the whole Colts offense on his back. Say what you want about Carson Wentz. He's not really performing to the expectations that a lot of people had. Even myself, I thought he would perform a lot higher. But no, he's not performing great. And the Ravens right now, the Ravens could be underrated Super Bowl contenders, to be honest. They were a team that I didn't have in the Super Bowl because I was a little critique about Lamar's throwing ability, but he really showed out in this game. But it is against a weak secondary, so I want to see more of it. I do want to see more of it. So that's gonna be my Week 5 recap. You already know we're gonna do Week 6 predictions right after this. Yeah. Please like, please subscribe. That's all I hope for. Subscribe, follow, whatever. I don't know anymore.